Good morning, everyone. Daniel here, along with Alistair and Brooke. Let's give it a couple minutes, let the room fill up, and then we will get started. We'll jump back in here in 1 or 2 minutes. Thanks, everybody, for waiting. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining today. This is Daniel McGugan and Brooke Henry and Alistair Miller from our team. We are thrilled that you're with us today. If you have any questions, please utilize the Q&A or the chat feature. You guys on this have been here most every week. A quick reminder, we have regular webinars and regular training. Try to do a couple a month. Sometimes if we have new features released in the gateway, we will do them more often. And always reach out to us if you ever need anything. Today's topic, surcharging and cash discounting. I'm going to talk about it more here in just a little bit. But before we get started, I want to kick it over to Brooke Henry, who you guys all know, who leads our partner channel. Brooke's going to talk about a couple of things that we have going on, and then we'll dive in.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you as always for joining. I know everyone's calendars are full. Just a couple quick notes. For those of you that join regularly, you guys have my contact info. Some of you, we may have not had an opportunity to talk one-on-one. So if I can ever help with anything, my direct contact info is bhenry@iroquoisms.com or 615-250-1892. Please never hesitate to reach out. We have some great things going on to wrap up the year. A lot of people kind of fall into a slug at the end of the year. So we want all of our partners to know that we are full steam ahead. Our teams are here to help in any way we can. We've got a holiday promo going that kicked off December 1st. We'll run through the end of the year, board 10 accounts, get them up and running and actively processing, and get a $500 bonus. Pretty straightforward. But if I can answer any questions related to that or anything else with our partner channel, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Brooke, awesome. Thank you. As you guys know, we love having regular bonus opportunities. Our holiday bonus, quick way to grab a couple $500 checks. We love to pay those out. That means everybody's producing. One thing we always talk about here in our office, 90% of your day should be focused on driving top line revenue. As we all know, this is a volume business. The harder you work, the more effort you have directly relates to your income. And it's our job here at Iroquois to provide all of the back-end service, all the tools, all the reporting, everything you need. One thing that we are thrilled about is our own proprietary gateway that most all of you utilize. If you ever have any questions on our gateway, obviously reach out. Alistair, who you guys all know, it runs our whole business basically, but he's also the product manager of our gateway. And I'm thrilled to show you our surcharging and our cash discounting features today. As you know, as the payment landscape migrates to more transparency and the merchants are demanding more and more control, surcharging and cash discounting is more prevalent. Iroquois, as we all know, and you guys participate in this, scrapes about 40 basis points off a normal account. Whenever a surcharging or a cash discounting account happens, that's going to increase anywhere between 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4 times the spreads. Just in case you don't know, surcharging and cash discounting is a feature that has to be approved by the card brands, utilizing a point of sale or a gateway that's also approved by the card brands in a compliant manner that allows a merchant to pass on the credit card processing fees to the end payer. We've all done it before, whether we've gone to get our driver's license renewed or we've bought tickets on Ticketmaster or airlines. you always see a word surcharge or service fee or convenience fee. And that's what our feature allows merchants to do. It's a great way to sell. It's a great way to tell merchants you can take credit cards in a zero cost environment, literally not costing them anything. And our technology allows that fee to pass on to the customer. All right, 10:07. Let's kick it over to Alistair. No one knows more about this than he does. He's going to show you a demo of our gateway. If you have any questions, dive in. If not, please reach out. You know how to get in touch with all of us. Alistair, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Daniel and Brooke. Everybody, I'm excited to be here and show you our platform. And today, as they mentioned, as Brooke and Daniel mentioned, we're going to cover surcharging and cash discount. So I'm going to share my screen and let you see exactly what our dashboard looks like and how it works. And please speak up if you cannot see the screen. When you first log in to a merchant account, as a merchant, this is what you would see. You'd see your open batch information. So you'd see the total transactions that you ran within the current batch, what's been authorized only, what's been fully captured. The fully captured amount is the amount that the merchant would expect in their bank account if it were to settle at that time. Everything on this screen updates in real time. So below you do have your activity chart, which is your current activity, followed by your recent batches and recent transactions. We have gone over this in recent presentations. We will cover it again, but just want to quickly highlight the merchant level dashboard. So now we're going to get into the surcharge feature, which will be found in the virtual terminal. Surcharging is legal in 48 states today. The only 2 states where it is not currently legal and probably will be soon is Connecticut and Massachusetts. Other than that, you can board a merchant in any state for surcharging. This merchant, which is Iroquois Merchant Services here, we set up to allow surcharge for 3.5%. You can actually pass on up to 4% when it comes to surcharging. I'm going to walk you through a transaction, but do keep in mind that our solution does ping the bin database, which means it's able to capture and determine whether a transaction was done via a credit card or a debit card. If this transaction were a credit card, it would pass on a 3.5% fee to the cardholder. If it were a debit card, it'll know not to pass on a fee to the cardholder, because with surcharging, you cannot pass on a fee for a debit transaction. So I'm going to quickly type in some information. Then I will put in a debit card number to start off with. So, and as I type this in, look right here and you will see that the surcharge amount went to 0 because it is a debit card. I will go back and do it again. You see it is filled with 3.5%. It cannot be deleted, edited. When I put in a debit card, watch the surcharge section. You see the surcharge went to 0 because this is a debit card. So if I type in $100 as a merchant, I would expect to receive $100. As a consumer, I would expect to pay $100 because there is no surcharge added. However, if I were to type in a credit card, you will see that it pinged the bin database, and our solution is able to determine that that card was in fact a credit card, and it'll pass on a $3.50 or 3.5% fee to the cardholder. So I'm going to run this transaction. I'll just run it for $1. So you see 3.5%, it actually rounds up to the nearest cent, which would be $1.04. I can leave an internal note saying this is for collection of payment. This is an internal note, so it'll only show at the merchant level. However, if I did put a description here, it would show on the actual customer's receipt. Just say this payment is a terminal. So now that I've put in all of the information, I would submit payment. Oh, excuse me, I need to update my billing information. Submit payment, it would process, and then it would charge the card in full. So as you can see here, here's all the billing information. Down below in the transaction details, you will see that there was a surcharge, which was 4 cents or 3.5% rounded up, a total of $1.04. Now that I've run that transaction, it's going to update my dashboard and show that I ran one transaction today for a total of $1.04. I can always view this transaction again in detail by clicking on my transaction detail report, select view on this transaction, and it'll pop out and show all of my information along with the surcharge. If I want to void the transaction, since it is today's current batch, I simply select void, and it'll void the transaction like it never even happened. Our surcharging tool works in multiple avenues. So not only our virtual terminal, it'll work on the hosted payment page, which I'll show you now. So in order to create a hosted payment page, you select add, you put in a description if you'd like. So I'll say this is for a test. You can add any sort of information to the URL that you would put in front of the client as the merchant. I'll just put test 123. Redirect. If I were to put a redirect URL here, it would automatically route the consumer back to the merchant's website upon completion of payment. Type, there's 3 different ways to send a hosted payment page and collect information. You can do standard, which is an open field. You could do recurring, which would be based off of any sort of recurring plans that you've created, or you could do a fixed amount, which would be a hard-coded amount on the page for the consumer to pay upon. So I'm simply going to do standard, which is an open field. Hit save. It's going to take me to this page, which is the hosted payment page creation form. I can drag and drop a logo. I can drag and drop my business address. And as you can see here, here's all the billing information. If I did not want to capture, say, a company name for my clients because they're all individuals, I can remove company name. And then here is all the information that I would capture upon completion of payment. If I do want to add a logo, I could do so here. Just say, I'll just select that one. Merchants. Oh, it's the wrong logo type. Let's see here. I will do, let's see if that one works. There we go. So there is a logo. There is any sort of company contact information. Down below, you'll see that surcharging is enabled. It's going to pass on verbiage to the cardholder saying to cover the cost of a credit card acceptance, we pass on a 3.5% credit card fee. This fee is not more than the cost of accepting cards. And then there's no fee for debit cards. So as I mentioned, we ping the BIN database. It's going to know whether or not a payment is a credit or a debit card. Once I've done that, I can save. I can activate the hosted payment page, return to my dashboard. Here's the page that I created. To get links, I can do a URL, an HTML link, or an iframe, which would be a pop-up within the merchant's website. I'm going to show you what the URL link would look like. There it is. There's the logo, the contact information, all the billing information, minus the company information, credit card, and then, as you can see, does the surcharge again. So as the consumer, I'll put in the amount. It'll automatically apply the surcharge. However, if I do put in a debit card, it's going to notice that it is a debit card and remove that fee. Once I've put in all of my information, hit submit. It'll send the consumer an email with detailed information, including the surcharge amount. So this will be 0 here, to the consumer as well as to the merchant. And then it would update any sort of reporting within the virtual terminal and Gateway stating that that payment is complete. So that is surcharging. The next feature that I'm going to show you all is cash discounting. So this is a little bit different than surcharge because it allows you to pass on a fee for a credit card and debit card. The whole point of cash discounting is to allow you to pass on a discount if your consumer pays you via cash. So once again, you can pass on a fee for credit card and debit card with cash discounting. However, as a merchant, you're supposed to apply a discount to a cash payment. So if you'll give me just a second, I'm going to go into our back end, enable cash discounting, and then show you exactly what that looks like. Right. So I've added cash discounting feature to the setup. So now that it's added, I will go as a merchant, I will go into my gateway, go into settings, which is the top right-hand corner, and select cash discount. So one neat thing about the solution is it allows you to not only pass on a percent, but you can also pass on a dollar amount. So completely up to the merchant on how they want to pass on the fee. Since you've already seen a percent, I'll show you what it looks like from a dollar amount. You also have the ability to change the display name. The feature is called cash discount. However, you could call this a service fee. I want to make it to where it shows in the virtual terminal as well as our hosted payment page, and the dollar amount I'm going to say is $5. So now that I've done that, I can go into my virtual terminal, and as you can see right here, it says service fee $5. So it will pass on a fee to the cardholder if they pay via credit card or debit card. So once again, I'll put in the information. I'm typing in a debit card this time, and as you can see, it does not change the fee when I type in the actual debit card. Put in $1, it's going to add the service fee. I need to put in my expiration information. Description, I'll just say test. Submit payment. Process the transaction. Has all of my billing information here. Below, you'll see the subtotal. Service fee is what we called it, and then the total amount. If I were to put in the consumer's email address, it would send them an email as well with similar information. So now I'll go back to my dashboard. You'll see that there's been 2 transactions for a total of $6 since I did void that previous transaction. So if I do want to go back to my reports, transaction details, I'll see the transaction that I just ran and then the other transaction that I ran a few minutes ago, which you'll see in the status. The one I ran a minute ago, fully captured. The one before that has been voided. So once again, I will void this transaction and it'll change my dashboard to 2 transactions for a total of $0 since both have been fully voided. As a merchant, you can always edit this information in real time. So if I did want to change the name from service fee to maybe I really want to say cash discount, I could do so here, hit save, and then in my virtual terminal, it'll update that field to cash discount. And then similar as to what you all saw a few minutes ago in the hosted payment page, I can just run it one more time. I can have this display the cash discount right there. So the fee will always be visible to the consumer, whether it's a cash discount or whatever you want to label it, or a surcharge. As Daniel mentioned, transparency is one thing that we always follow We always want to make sure that not only you as our affiliate and partners are well aware of everything that goes on and fully updated. We also want to make sure that your merchants, clients, and merchants are always in the loop and have visibility into every feature that we offer and fees that are to be passed along. So that is cash discounting and surcharging. If anyone has any questions, please speak up and we will be more than happy to address them. Okay, well, it does not look like anybody has any questions. If you do, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at any time. We're here to serve you all. We greatly value our partnership with you. And as mentioned, please reach out if there's anything that we can do.
Awesome. Thanks, Alistair. Brooke, thanks. Echoing everybody's comments, reach out. We're here to help. Let's grow our businesses together. Have a great week.
Thanks, everyone.